This video is made possible by our loyal Patreon supporters. Visit patreon.com/psychetruth.
Hey guys, thanks for joining us today. I'm going to be doing a massage for Tyler today, and we're going to be doing a massage for TMJ if you suffer from that jaw pain that you can feel when you're chewing gum or just chewing in general. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and just grab some oil. One way that I like to kind of ground myself if I have a lot of clients in one day is I'll just kind of rub my hands together and breathe into my feet. So I just like to bring, a grounded presence to my client and kind of start fresh with every client. And I never rush into kind of offering my touch. I like to go in kind of slow. And I'm going to do just a little bit of pectoral work. Believe it or not, it actually helps with indirectly with TMJ. It kind of encourages the head to relax back and encourages my client to let go of that forward head posture. So I'm just starting with a really light touch. And then I'll go in a little bit deeper and just starting at the origin of these pectorals and working my way out. And it's a lot easier working on a male for obvious reasons when you're working on the pectorals. And just kind of seeing how things might feel different from right to left as I work my way up. And really focusing most of my attention on the origins, these pectorals. And I might start to hold a little bit, do a little bit of trigger point. I don't usually hold longer for than 10 seconds. These pectorals. And I'm really an advocate for working smarter, not harder when you're doing a massage. So I really try to be strategic in the sequence of things and, the different techniques that I use. And I'm not going to do a whole lot in the pectorals. I'm just going to start working my way into the shoulders a little bit and the neck. So just a little bit of, effleurage, just getting everything, starting to work the soft tissue a little bit in the neck. So with TMJ, I'm going to focus a lot on the SEM muscle and the mastoid process. I'm going to work the connective tissue in there. So I'm just trying to really keep everything connected as I'm doing this massage. So just warming everything up to start. And I'm also just trying to make sure that there's not a whole lot of oil in my hands as I work closer to the scalp. So I'm actually going to start doing little circles around the mastoid process. So just focusing on the connective tissue and encouraging that to become a little bit less sticky. So that's the bony part below the ear. And doing broader circles. And I'm actually just going to work my way towards the jaw, and I'm going to start just massaging underneath the jaw a little bit and focusing a lot on that stroke down. And not applying a whole lot of pressure, just staying right under the jaw, and you might notice a difference between the right and left side as you work your way down. And I'm going to work my way all the way into that jaw, just doing little soft circles. And I like to encourage my clients to relax their tongue in the lower part of their mouth and just feeling that space in the mouth. Making sure that the jaw is nice and relaxed. And I'm going to work my way up towards the mastoid process again, and I'm going to start working a little more specifically. So I'm just going to gently turn the head and work one side at a time. Maybe starting to apply a little bit more pressure. So I'm just going to start doing little circles around this area. And if you have 5 minutes that you want to give to someone in your life that's struggling with TMJ, this is really the area that you should be working on. Really healing for any sort of jaw issues. And really just checking in with myself, trying to keep my spine long and my breath fluid as I work. And I am going to work my way into the occipital ridge a little bit. I'm not going to focus a whole lot, but I'm going to go ahead and work my way down. And just doing little circles. And feeling around for any spots that feel a little more tense. Trying not to be mechanical in my work. And I'm going to go ahead and just work my way around and up into the temple a little bit. Just encouraging the head to let go. And sometimes when you're suffering from TMJ, you have a habit of clenching the jaw, which can make the temples really tight. I like to just encourage the whole head to relax. And this whole time I'm just making sure that Tyler's head is nice and supported with my left hand. And just working my way around the temple. And I'm gonna eventually find my way back towards the mastoid process. And really the beauty of massage is just remembering that everything's connected. And sometimes the pain that your client or your friend is feeling is referral pain. It's not really the main thing that's going on. Okay, so I am ready to start working on this SEM muscle. So I'm going to start working the soft tissue. I'm just going to glide my hand down, encouraging that shoulder to relax. And it's also a gentle stretch for that SEM muscle with the head turned, that pressure against the shoulder. And I am going to work the scalenes a little bit as I start to work my way into that SEM more. But really focusing on that big neck muscle today. And I'm going to focus a lot on the belly of the muscle. And just can really help relieve some of that pain that comes with TMJ. So really what I'm doing here is I'm just warming everything up. I find it really difficult to do deep tissue with these 3 fingers, but it's great for doing soft tissue work. You can even use a soft fist if you want. You can just explore whatever feels the best to you. And this is really nice if you want to get into the shoulder a little bit. Okay, I think that we're ready for something a little deeper. I'm going to go in with my thumb. So the SEM muscle, it attaches in the mastoid process. So I'm going to go ahead and just, if you want to find it, you can just, locate that mastoid process and start to work your way down. And it's a big fibrous muscle. I'm going to go ahead and angle myself so that I'm not hurting my thumb as I do this. And I'm just start to go in. So this can be a really, really sensitive muscle. So you just need to be a little bit careful when you're starting to do deep tissue in here. I find that trigger point is the most effective work in here. So I'm going to go ahead and just start to do some holds in here. And just listen to how your client's body's responding. So you'll know, if the pressure you're using is appropriate or not. I'm just holding and releasing. And I'm not being super abrupt when I release. Release nice and slow. And just being really careful, really staying on the belly of this muscle, not working my way down towards the attachment. Down lower, there's a lot of nerve endings, so you have to be really mindful as you work your way down. So I'm going to go ahead and start to go a little bit deeper. I'm just going to hold. And release. So in between to trigger point work, I'm actually just doing a few runs with my thumb. This is really intense work, so it's good if you can just give your client a little break. I'm going to do a few more passes down this SEM. Really staying on the belly of the muscle. And releasing. And just one more. And sometimes this muscle can get extremely bound up with somebody that has TMJ or a habit of clenching their jaw. And I like to just do something that feels nice after that deeper work. So before moving to the opposite side, I like to just do something that's grounding and a good transition. So I'm not just going to rush to the left side. And always like to turn the head nice and slow. And same thing, I'm going to start in this mastoid process, doing little circles. And, usually things are going to feel different from right to left, so just paying attention. And it's not uncommon for this area to feel swollen if you have a client that has TMJ. If it's just a little bit of swelling, it's fine to continue deeper work, but if there's a lot of inflammation, you need to kind of wait till the swelling goes down before you work very deep. And I'm going to start to work my way into the temple. And just making sure that Tyler's head is supported with my right hand as I work. You know, a lot of people, if you've never given a massage before, it can feel a little intimidating, but if you're offering your gift of massage in a caring way, you really can't go wrong. And I'm just going to work my way back down. And working my way into the occipitals a little bit, but focusing more on the connective tissue around that mastoid process. I really like to massage around the mastoid process before working on the SEM. I just find that I can get more done in less time. And finally, I'm going to go ahead and start to do some more warm-up on the SEM before I go in with my thumb. And just a really nice stretch for the neck. It's subtle, but it feels really nice as you press into the shoulder. And just making sure that the SEM is nice and warmed up before that trigger point work. It also helps if you work methodically. You just are a lot more familiar with what's going on in that muscle. And I'm going to start working my way in with this trigger point work. I'll do a few passes of, slightly deeper pressure, just getting my client ready. And this side definitely feels a little more tight. So I'm just holding for about 10 seconds and slowly releasing. I know that for me, when I'm receiving trigger point work, I like my therapist to work nice and slow, but to not linger too long because it can be really intense. And if you need to make that muscle a little more taut, you might explore turning the head just a little bit more. But if you notice the shoulder lift, then you probably need to back up a little bit. And just a little bit more in here. One more good hold in here. And if we had another 10 minutes, I would definitely spend more time in there. And if you're working on someone who doesn't tolerate deep tissue very well, this is a really nice way to work. Just gliding across that muscle. And again, just kind of checking in with both sides, seeing how things may have shifted. And you might want to do just one last run underneath the jaw and around the jaw into that more bony part. And that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today, guys. If you liked today's video, we have a lot more great content on our Patreon, and you should definitely check us out there too. Thanks and have a great day.